Good morning. I'd like to call to order the Pasco County Board of County Commission 10 a.m. meeting of October 7, 2025. At this time, please silence all electronic devices and mute your microphones. Please rise for the invocation and the pledge.
Honorable Commission, Chaplain Anthony Shipe, my honor to give the invocation. Almighty God, thank you for our business today, our civic duty. We ask that you'll bless this Board of Commissioners, our community leaders, help keep our firemen, policemen, teachers, and all community workers and our school children safe. Grant us blessing. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Now's the time for public comment. Citizens are given an opportunity.
Roll call.
Oh, yes, sorry. We'll do that.
District 1, Commissioner Ron Oakley.
Here.
District 2, Commissioner Seth Waitman.
Present.
District 4, Commissioner Lisa Yeager. Here. District 5, Commissioner Jack Mariano.
Here.
District 3, Chairman Catherine Starkey.
Here. Okay, now is the time for public comment. Citizens are given an opportunity to comment on any current or future agenda item coming before the board and on other business under the board's purview. Today's public comment will be handled as follows. First, we will take public comment from those who are here in person. Then we will take public comment from those who are online and have pre-registered for a WebEx link. We request that when you address the board, comments are not directed personally against the commissioner or team member, but rather directed at the issues. This provides mutual respect between the board members and the public. After stating your name and address for the clerk, a 3-minute timer will be activated and a green light will be shown on the podium. After 2 minutes, a yellow light will indicate you have 1 minute left. When your time is up, a red light will be displayed. 3 beeps will sound, and you should close your comments. WebEx participants will be disconnected automatically. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone signed up for public comment?
We have one signed up, Doug Drozd. Please come up to the podium.
Morning. I'm Doug Drozd, 10144 Dusty Hill Loop, Dade City. Traffic on Centennial is impassable. We came this morning to the meeting, we had to pass 40 cars blocking the full lane of traffic. When we come to go home in the afternoons, the school has them backed up all the way onto the 301 right turn lane. Any plans? Any help for us to get out of our homes and onto the roads without having to drive on Townsend and Newsom, which are impassable with the washboards and the ruts, and when it rains, it's total slush and mud. That's it.
We don't interact
We
during
don't
public
interact.
comment.
Okay.
Who's here with traffic?
I should say I tried talking to the principal.
Blanford.
I was
Right,
sidelined
you
by
got
her.
Somebody won't take it. There's Jason. Or Jason will come see you outside.
That's fine.
He'll come meet you out here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone else?
No one else has signed up, and no one is on WebEx.
All right, is there anyone else here who wishes to speak to the board? Come on up and name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Pamela Williams. I live on Flory May Lane, which is off of Parish Grove Road. Parish Grove is the only way I have to get to my home. It is the worst paved road in Pasco County. I am originally from Dade City and have lived throughout the county. I would like to know what we as the homeowners have to do to get this road repaved. Most of the properties are valued between $800,000 to well over $1 million. Mine itself is worth $1.3 million. I have lived there for 3 years, which with some new houses being built with high impact fees, which some of that money is supposed to be created to improve the roadways and create new ones. Do I need to get petitions for people that live on that road. Will that help? There is absolutely no reason that with the taxes we pay, this road shouldn't be paved. If you could please tell me the formula that someone uses to determine these roads to be repaved. I have called at least 100 times in the last 3 years for patches to be done in the roads. Every time it rains, it gets worse. I have lived there lived in with the patches and making it worse to drive on and dangerous for people to drive. So could somebody please tell me the formula that's used to repave these roads? I have called department after department, road maintenance, engineers, and the sheriff's department. I have not gotten any response on what it takes to get these roads repaved. I have had neck surgery, I have had neck surgery and half my back is metal. I have to hold my car on the road tight with both hands and go 1 to 2 miles an hour down for 1.5 miles to my home. That's absurd. I also have elderly parents, and it has turned into a single-lane road with overgrowth and washout erosion. It's hard for emergency vehicles to get down to my house, not to mention excessive wear and tear on our vehicles. The Parish Grove roads and the roads extend off of our beautiful properties in Blanton area. This is hurting the value of our property. I'm sorry. Again, could someone please tell me what the formula is to determine what the roads need to be paved so we can make these provisions for the homeowners on this area?
So if you go
I
outside.
have Alex all here to talk to
Okay.
her.
They'll show you where you can go online and see the roads that are gonna be paved, and yours is up in 27, so, but you can walk outside there. That's the commissioner's aid.
Yeah.
Okay, please make sure all your phones are silenced. Is there anyone else here who wishes to speak? Is he going to talk to? Okay,
Somebody-
thank you.
Come on up, if you're gonna speak, now's your time.
All right, hey, good morning. Can I speak on the enclave?
Name and address.
Oh,
for
sorry,
the
Tom
record.
Strugar, 3042 Lake Saxon, in Lake Padgett Estates. Is this the right place to ask about the enclave at Livingston? Can I speak on that?
Well, I don't think that's on our afternoon
Is that-
agenda.
I
But
wasn't,
it's-
that's why I'm asking. I wasn't sure if it was.
Well, you came a long way, but.
Yeah,
It's not on there, but
I mean, this is
Sure,
public
future
comment.
agenda.
Okay.
I guess he can speak to anything, right? But it's
Anything
not
that's-
on today.
I'll take
Anything that's gonna be
30
on a
seconds. It's
future
nothing
board
crazy.
meeting, yeah.
It's on a future.
All right.
board
Yeah.
meeting.
Well, I just wanted to ask. I know there's a vote coming up for that.
You
And
need your name and address for the record.
Tom Strugar, 3042 Lake Saxon in Lake Padgett Estates.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just here to ask, I know you guys are voting on it. I would ask that you vote no on it, or at least postpone the vote until more research can be done on the traffic. I know reports have already been done, and it anticipates about 3.5 seconds increased transportation time at that intersection at 41, or 54, I'm sorry. It's a pretty bad area for traffic, and I know the overpass is going to improve that a lot, but it doesn't look like any of the deficiencies are going to be remedied with the construction of these townhomes. And I would just ask, potentially, if it's possible to put the vote up. I'm not coming here with any type of riveting information on why I should, but I definitely think it could use a little more research. I think it's going to be pretty bad before that overpass is built, and it's getting kind of Brandon-esque over there already with the increased traffic. So that's all I have. I just wanted to say something, so at least I tried.
All right, and our agendas are published, so you can find out when that will be on the board's agenda, and it'll be in the afternoon, and that's when we take public comment on those issues.
So it was the wrong time. but-
So you live in Commissioner Waitman's? Yeah, they
Yep.
can email you
Yep.
when that's.
If you go downstairs, thanks for driving over,
Yeah.
Tom, but Brian and Lori are downstairs, and they can give you all the information you need. They're right behind Cherry at the front desk, and we'll
Okay.
help you. We'll keep in touch with you as it
Thank you so
comes
much.
along.
Sorry for wasting your
Yeah.
time here.
No,
No, it's okay.
hope you enjoyed the trip.
Lots of good shops around here. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak to the board? Okay, there goes the planner that's working on that project. All right, and no one's online.
No one's online.
Okay, so we will close public comment, and we will go on to the resolutions.
Okay, do we have anyone present for the White Cane Awareness Day in Pasco County? If you'd like to step up to the podium, please. Good morning. Resolution number CA026-5103, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring October 15th, 2025 as White Cane Awareness Day in Pasco County. Whereas the mission of the Lighthouse for the Visually Impaired and Blind is to provide people who are visually impaired and blind with the skills needed to achieve their maximum independence. And whereas Lighthouse works with people of all ages, from children to seniors who experience vision impairment, blindness, and low vision, and live in Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties. And whereas White Cane Awareness Day brings recognition and awareness to visually impaired and blind individuals who use white or long canes and dog guides. And whereas the white cane is the universal symbol for blindness or visual impairment. Every day, millions of Americans who are blind or visually impaired use a white cane or dog guide to get to work, school, shop, and travel. And whereas every blind citizen in our county has the right to carry a white cane. The white cane demonstrates and symbolizes the ability to achieve a full and independent life by allowing individuals who are visually impaired and blind to move freely and safely from place to place. And whereas the white cane makes it possible for people who are visually impaired and blind to fully participate and contribute to our society and provides the capacity to work productively in competitive employment. And whereas the work of Lighthouse includes the distribution of information about the white cane law, because every citizen should be aware of the law's requirements. The white cane law requires that motorists exercise appropriate caution when approaching a person carrying an official white cane or a dog guide that identifies the individual as a person who is visually impaired and blind. And whereas Florida law also calls upon employers, both public and private, to be aware of and to utilize the employment skills of our citizens who are visually impaired and blind by recognizing their worth as individuals. And whereas the state of Florida, through its public agencies and with the cooperative assistance of Lighthouse, can look forward to a continued expansion of employment opportunities and greater acceptance of people who are visually impaired and blind in the labor market. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby declares October the 15th, 2025 as White Cane Awareness Day in Pasco County and encourages our schools to offer full opportunities for training to people who are visually impaired and blind, encourages employers and the public to utilize the valuable skills of competent people who are visually impaired and blind, and to open new opportunities for people who are visually impaired and blind in our rapidly changing society, and calls upon all citizens to recognize the white cane as an instrument of orientation and mobility, self-efficacy, and safety for pedestrians who are visually impaired and blind on our streets and highways. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 7th day of October, 2025.
Awesome.
I'll take a motion.
Oh, move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Commissioner
All right.
Yeager.
So today, we recognize the White Cane Awareness Day, honoring the independence, mobility, and achievements of the individuals who are blind or visually impaired. The white cane is a powerful symbol of freedom and access, enabling safe travel and full participation in community life. We also celebrate the vital work of the Lighthouse for the Visually Impaired and Blind, whose mission is to educate, empower, equip individuals with vision loss to achieve independence and improve their quality of life through training, advocacy, and support. One of the things I want to say is that I've enjoyed working with you, Becky. We are working on something together, and we're very excited with our shelters for the hurricanes. We have been working together, and we're in the process of buying iPads that will have VIR, so we'll be able to communicate with our blind shelter guests. And also the shelter staff has also been trained. And with our deaf population, our school board has posted some ASL signs, and also they've been trained for the deaf community. So we are just very thankful for educating us as well on the challenges and barriers, and we just want to be good, community partners, help you in any way I'd love for you to plug your event coming up, Bowling in the Dark.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just want to thank you all for your support. And, we've been serving the Pasco County. There's over 15,000 residents who are visually impaired and blind. And I've actually only been with the Lighthouse as the CEO for 6 months now, this month. However, I've been involved as a donor and volunteer for many years. And now being in the realms with all of our instructors and seeing from the babies who are having these amazing milestones, thanks to our help, to the work readiness with the teens, and of course our seniors who are having to, learn how to live life without their vision. It's been really amazing. But yes, we have 2 events also for the White Cane Awareness. First is next Tuesday. We're having Bowling in the Dark, so our guests at Lane Glow South and Newport Richey will be blindfolded for frames 3, 6, and 9, so they can have the experience of being blind, and we'll have our visual learning experts that will be there to help to make sure nobody gets hurt. I understand some balls went in the other lane last year. And then the other thing I wanted to invite all of you, as we're inviting all of our dignitaries and community leaders, is on Friday, the 17th, and I have some flyers here if you want them. We are having a blindfolded street crossing in front of the West Pasco Government Center. And so we're going to have some media there, and we invite all of you to experience that with us. It's at 11:30. It'll be, short, quick. We'll give you a cane, give you a blindfold, and give you some tips and tricks on how to do it. But it's really just to raise awareness about the law and ensuring that everyone is safe.
Mr. Mariano.
I say, Becky, thanks for all the great work you do on the community. Congratulations on your new position.
Thank you.
I know you're going to just add value to it tremendously, so look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Oakley.
Yeah, I want to thank you for all that you do for our citizens in Pasco County. So the work's needed to be done, and I'm sure they're all appreciating what you do for them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Ms. Bennett's not every day we get a governor in the house. So, no, I didn't know that the canes were white. I never paid that close attention, so learned something new. So, yeah, thanks for coming in and letting us recognize your organization in this event, and keep up all the great work you do for us.
Thank you.
Last week, I flew out west, and getting off one of the planes, there was a young man with a white cane. And someone said, "Do you need any help?" I said, "No, I'm fine, thank you." And I mean, he just got off the plane and went on his way all by himself. It was, it was amazing, because I have a sister who's going blind in Miami. She has glaucoma. She's lost sight in one eye, and she's losing the other one, and she's really concerned. So I'd love to know if there's an organization like that down in Miami. But congratulations on your ascendancy to CEO. And I don't know if you guys know, but while we were under construction for 2 years at AmpSkills, we held numerous boot camps at the Lighthouse for the Blind. And we want to thank you for opening up your facility and sharing the AmpSkills message and our work with your folks. And I think this is the first time you guys have been in front of us.
Since I've been here, yeah.
Right? Right? And if you have a flyer and we want to take it in, I'll take a motion
Move to
for.
receive and file.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, so we'll get those flyers out, and let's come down for a picture. And look, you said everything you wanted to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
One more. Whoa. There we go. All right.
Okay, our next resolution.
Okay, our next resolution is the veterinarian technicians. If you'd like to come up to the podium, please. Okay, all set? Okay, I'm going to read your resolution for you. Resolution number CA 026-5102. A resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, recognizing the week of October 19th through the 25th, 2025 as National Veterinary Technician Appreciation Week in Pasco County. Whereas National Veterinary Technician Appreciation Week is celebrated each year to recognize the invaluable contributions veterinary technicians make to the health and welfare of animals in our communities. And whereas National Veterinary Technician Appreciation Week was started in June of 1993 by the National Association of Veterinary Technicians to recognize the efforts of veterinarian technicians. And whereas veterinarian technicians play a critical role in the medical care and daily well-being of animals through their expert handling, compassionate care, and skilled support of veterinarians. And whereas at Pasco County Animal Services, veterinarian technicians serve as frontline heroes in the shelter's medical operations, caring for over 10,000 animals annually and performing more than 100,000 treatments and over 5,000 surgeries. And whereas these technicians provide medical care, surgical support, emergency triage, radiology, lab testing, and preventative treatments, working diligently behind the scenes to keep the shelter running smoothly and safely. And whereas veterinarian technicians throughout our community demonstrate extraordinary dedication, tireless work ethic, and professional excellence in the care of sick and injured animals, supporting life-saving outcomes and enhancing the quality of life for people and their pets. And whereas National Veterinarian Technician Appreciation Week provides an opportunity for the citizens of Pasco County to recognize and thank these compassionate professionals for their deep commitment to animal welfare and their lasting impact in the community, as well as spotlighting the need for more incredible, life-saving individuals in this profession. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby proclaims the week of October 19th through the 25th, 2025 as National Veterinary Technician Appreciation Week in Pasco County, and encourages residents to honor and celebrate the exemplary service and dedication of the veterinary technicians at Pasco County Animal Services and throughout our community. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 7th day of October, 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Who's this?
Mike.
Okay, Commissioner.
Mike Spencer and team, I want to say congratulations on this resolution. I think it's a great move on our part to kind of recognize the great work you guys have done over the years. We had some trouble years ago. We had a lot of vocal citizens coming forward about things we could do better. And what you guys have done with those suggestions and this board, I salute all of you to give you the support to bring in the right people, get the right services to make our clinic, I think, the best around. I know you get national awards, which have been well earned. Pets are very important for many, many families, seniors especially that need that extra love that's there every single day for them. I know my wife used to love when she would get home and the dog would just come right to the door and just made her day every day. It's just like that warmness that goes. So pets are very, very important for life, and greatly appreciate all the great work you guys are doing, and thank you.
I'll go over here. Commissioner Oakley.
Mike, I'm in my 9th year now, and you came shortly after I got elected the first time, and been doing a good job in gathering the right technicians and the right people and the right jobs to make Pasco County Animal Services much, much better over the years. And it goes to a lot of each and every one of you that you do your job, and it pays off to do your job. And we are very appreciative for the citizens being taken care of by very smart people on how to handle their animals and tell them what to do. Thank you.
Yeah, jumping on accolades. You know, since I've been on the board, coming up on 3 years, it's been amazing to see the growth and the engagement that your team has had, and just all the factors that we have, whether hurricanes, weather, you know, the population growth and more people, and just, you know, just helping out, not just in terms of with animal services, but just generally helping out the people and the creatures of Pasco County. And glad that y'all are here today, and keep it up.
Commissioner Yeager.
So I'm a big fur mama, so my husband doesn't like when I go visit the animal shelter because he's afraid that I'll come home with a pet. And he teases me that every time a kid leaves for school, we add a dog. So we just had a son leave, and he's like, Lisa, no. So, but no, I appreciate you guys. And like, I have a little English bulldog, and the vet techs are amazing with him. He is shaking like a leaf in the office, and they are just so sweet. So I just want you to know, like, your patience and your kindness to the animals and to the parents, just they don't go unnoticed. So thank you guys for everything you do. You're very much appreciated.
And I would echo all my fellow commissioners' comments, and I just want you to know I keep trying to help you with your new building. I'm trying really hard. I know it's been a long time. And I enjoyed my tour that I recently had out there. But I also am the mother of a dog, an escape artist. Thank goodness for that app. I don't even know what it's called. Dogs. There's some app that if your dog gets out, people post it on there. We went down the street, we put in a new fence in our house in Gulf Harbors, and went down the street for a block party, and sure enough, within 10 minutes, maybe half an hour, our dog is out. We don't know how she's getting out.
I have an air tag on mine, and it alerts me.
Oh, that's a good idea. But our accountant happened to see it on the app and called us. So my husband had to leave and go down and get her. But we're just grateful for all you do, and I am hopeful one day you'll have your new building. But go ahead, address us.
Well, thank you, Commissioners. Appreciate your support in this resolution, and Commissioner Mariano for sponsoring it for us. This is an amazing team that we have here at Pasco Animal Services. The hard work they do, the compassion that they put into the work, they save lives every day, literally. You'd be surprised the condition of animals coming in off the streets, and they change their lives, literally.
Yeah.
They take them, whether it's skin conditions, rotten teeth, you know, ailments, hit by car, you name it. They perform just admirably when you think of what they do with those animals. And it's not just that moment they come in, it's the days they're in the shelter. Every day they have hands on those animals. They're feeding them, they're medicating them, they're taking care of them, they're making sure they're getting everything they need. And it's rough sometimes. You know, compassion fatigue is a real thing. It's very stressful. They experience it quite often. We try to help them through it as much as we can, but at the end of the day, they just do fantastic work, and I'm very proud of it. So, Dr. Glenn?
Yeah. No, I just want to echo what he says, and I'm proud of this team. They work really hard. They're amazing. It's because of them that we can help all the animals that we do and save the lives and help the citizens. And thank you for your support, and thank you to Mike and Spencer for everything. Thanks.
Well,
Madam Chair?
we're certainly grateful for you guys.
I just want to add a
Commissioner
quick story.
Mariano.
I wasn't going to touch on it, Mike, but you just kind of opened the door a little bit for me, so I'm going to go. There was a few years back when we had a dog that was found. We have the condition where we have to keep it for so many days, and we adopted after we treated it, did a great job. And when the person that owned the dog didn't show, the dog went out for adoption, and someone adopted it. Well, Spencer and his team were able to reach out to that person that was adopted the dog, get the dog back to the regular owner, who was like so distraught and so thrilled with that later on. And then the same people that adopted that dog, they found another dog and they were very happy with it. So
that's a
the
great
type
story.
but that takes a teamwork for people to understand the great care they're getting and how much everybody cares to make it all happen. So that's a full team effect, and shows the passion and care that you guys did to make what could have been a bad situation into a tremendously better situation. So again, thank you for all the great work you do.
I'm sure this was before all of your times, but Commissioner Mariano was here when Commissioner Muleri.
Oh, yeah.
Were you here when she would do?
I was here.
Oh, when you said dogs with skin disease, that immediately made me think of Commissioner Miller, because she used to bring those dogs to the meeting, and she'd put a blanket up on the counter, as, you know, especially at West Pasco, and those dogs would be, the dog would literally be up there on the counter. So she, you know, she was hoping someone would adopt it and see it on TV or something. I don't know. It was unusual. Commissioner Oakley.
I just remembered one thing, Mike, remember when I brought the commissioner out of Citrus County to tour the facilities and all? I ran into her again not long ago, and she said they were soon to finish their animal services for Citrus County. And they came and looked at Pasco and went back and built something similar to what we have, I think. So it's real good.
All right, so we'll go down and, huh? Okay, Commissioner Oakley will come down and we'll stand back here.
Together. Just driving by that. Go ahead, talk. You and I can talk about that over here.
Yes. You gotta space out a little more.
Oh, no, really?
Can I get a couple more of you to shift this way?
Oh,
Us?
oh, I'm
No,
sitting
no,
here
no,
moving.
you guys are good. We're a little bit
Hey,
heavy
Eric,
on the
you're
ground.
acting county administrator. Come on.
Thank you.
No, you're up here.
I didn't.
You're supposed to be next to me.
Who goes to talk? Got to get in this building before you leave.
We'll just have it together.
Oh, look at Frank Bot.
Ready? I'm gonna let them
Frame
take
that
some
one
photos.
All right. All right, we are now on to the consent agenda. And I have some items that have been pulled. C8 by Waitman and Yeager. C9 by Waitman and C34 by Commissioner Mariano. Are there any other items that you'd like to have pulled from the consent agenda?
Move
Okay.
approval of the May consent.
Other items?
All right. Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, C8, Commissioner, well, two of you pulled it, so we know what Waitman wants to say. So I'll go to Commissioner Yeager.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just wanted to just have a discussion about this, that with this surplus property, it will be used for low-income families at or below 80% AMI. With Habitat, it's 0% interest. I also love, you know, we can take a community that has seen better days and get brand-new construction in there. These people are being able to finally have a place of their own, not rent. And organizations can't do what they do without partners like the county. So, and all these places are being built by volunteers. So I just would love to see more of these neighborhoods transformed and houses going in, but we need to be good partners and let them be able to do what they have to do, and that's helping them acquire the property.
Yep.
So that's I just wanted to pull that just to talk about it.
Commissioner Waitman?
Thank you. Yeah, I just think this is an absurd policy. I think that the policy needs to be for C8, the county taxpayer has $5,614 invested in cleaning it up. The appraised value is $24,162. And on C9, that property, the taxpayer has over $8,000 invested into the property, and it has an appraised value of over $33,539. I just think these organizations, if we're going to sell them, we don't sell them for $1 or $10, that they should pay the minimum investment that the taxpayer has and just pay, you know, the $5,600 or the $8,000 that's in there, and I think that should be the property. And you know, that 8 8,000 or 5,000, I mean, that goes to help parks or whatever. We're trying to figure out how to make our dollars go further. And residential products a drain on the system. And so I just think that we can, this policy should evolve and at least just get the taxpayer investment back. So
Commissioner Mariano?
that's it.
Thank you. And I'll echo those sentiments. However, I think there's a better way to do this, even if you do want to get to the charities without having them spend money to get it. And Habitat for Humanity does a great job. That 0% just really makes it great for a lot of folks, but it still takes money to make it all happen. I think if we put a plan together, we got CDBG DR money coming in, Community Development Block Grant, disaster recovery money coming in. I think we need to set a program up immediately to find out how we can set this up, to take all these properties for the next 5 years, where they can then turn them over to the people, but get us reimbursed for a general fund that is, obviously, we're trying to cut taxes, right? And what we wanted to do, every step of the way. That's a way to actually go look at doing that. And I think our group should come up with a plan to go do that. And I'm happy to even start with these two properties, postpone this until we can come up with a plan. Could be 2 months away, could be a month away. The Chuck Lane can come up with something. Let's find a way to make this part of that fund so our taxpayers benefit, but the charity still can get the property for the $10 without the impact on the budget.
You know, I don't want to hold these up, but I think that's a good idea. And I wonder if we can still find a way to recoup the charges the county has into it while still allowing this to go through. So I'd like to get answers to that. I don't know who that person would be to get those answers.
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
If I could, just to help you with that a little bit. So from what I've heard, and if we don't have anyone, if Chuck Lane's not here or someone from the group, if you've already allocated the money that's been funded,
Here's Paula.
you cannot get the money back. So if you approve it now, you're going to take these two options off. And I don't think 30 days, 60 days delay in this vote is a bad thing when you could put another 50 grand in the conference for the taxpayer.
All right, Paula's going to.
So Commissioners, we don't have that answer at this time, but we will have Chuck follow up with you after the meeting, if that's all right, to bring back that policy analysis for you.
Is that something you can bring back today?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we just hold on this one until we have an answer? There's something else I want you to check on. Yeah, or this morning, we'll see. We changed the tree fund rules, I believe, to allow nonprofits to get trees. So if that's possible, then I'd like to get a shade tree donated to each one of these houses if this goes through from our tree mitigation trust fund. All right, so we're going to wait on, so that would be C8 and
C8.
C9, is that correct?
Now, C9 looks like something different, isn't
No, same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah.
It's just a
it?
different.
Different group.
Different group. All right, so we're on to, thank you, we're on to C34.
Okay. And Gina, I got some pictures I sent over to you. I'd like either Branford or Jason to talk about the project a little bit. This is
Jack, is this one that we bought?
This is, yeah, U.S. Water, Aqua Utility did buy it.
Okay.
This is part of some of the work that we wanted to go do out there. Arbordale and Nome for years always flooded out. It's where Ironbark, Palm Terrace.
Oh, yeah.
That whole area. Well, everything comes down to the bottom of the bowl that's here. This is an old 2 reclaimed water ponds that were here that went up to a spray field. Last year, Jason and the team were absolutely phenomenal. Branford, it was great putting everybody together. But in one afternoon, we talked to DEP and Swiftmud about trying to work on clearing this out before the storms were going to hit. And Jason the next day had 29 trucks ready to go, backhoes ready to go, the whole team ready to go. And when Swiftmud gave us the approval and DEP backed off the spray field, they cleared off the other side of this property to dig a big retention area that actually kept, even though it got close to flooding some homes, really protected all the homes in there. And later this year, they went out, and this is a before picture, but they've now taken out all the muck and sludge that's in this agenda item to go clear all that out.
Nice.
And what that did is now it creates an opportunity. That's how it looks right there. This is the homes around that whole area, how much the water floods up. See the sandbags up there? People that have lived in that home for like 15 years have always had sandbags right there because it always comes up that close.
You know, those get
And it was
moldy.
within a foot. So now, because we put that in the whole flooded area right there, it now stays down low and doesn't flood out. What I want to see, and I want to thank the team for bringing this forward, and I know you had to push to get it done, you didn't know what it was going to be, you just made it happen before the flood season, storm season come in, so it worked this year as well. There was like no issues out there other than one storm had a little bit in the little corner piece, but nothing that would slow down everybody. So what you did here is phenomenal. What I'd like you to do is to use, again, go work, and we've talked about it before, but the CDBG-DR money, now that we've got this finalized, this is a great time to go work with parks. It's a low-income area. You'll serve this one here in Pineapple Lane, each property will serve like 7,500 homes of low-income folks that maybe like Cascades. And by the way, you did go to FAC, they had their event up there at Gainesville. They had a park up there too. They made a great walking trail around the whole
Oh,
thing.
don't you remember how we had them present at the board meeting?
And it was phenomenal what they did.
That's what
I
we're
got
doing
to
at
see it
Maggie Valley, I
firsthand.
hope.
They would do like just weekly things out there, so another great opportunity, but we got to have you guys go work with parks and put something together. as we look
But
at
Jack,
this.
that has to go through the CDBG-DR ranking process. We can't just direct CDBG-DR.
No, but they can come up with a plan and bring it forward, and then we go look at it.
So you don't like what's going on at, I didn't look at this C-34.
Why don't we hear what's going on there?
Yeah, let's hear what's going on, and then we might understand better what's.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. I'm Jason Mickle, Public Works Director. C-34 is not a Public Works item, but I could certainly talk to everything that you just spoke on, Commissioner. First of all, thanks for you being involved in that process from the beginning, because it was the catalyst to get all that work done. So thank you for the leadership there. It did provide a lot of stormwater relief, flood relief to that community. Multiple large ponds are now out there. There's also some improvements to some of the conveyance that takes the water away from the site as well. So it doesn't just sit there, it actually moves along. Streets are less flooded, homes are less flooded, so it was a good project that we were able to do in-house. I can certainly coordinate with Keith in Parks, talk with him and his team to see what we could possibly do out there long-term, and then talk with Chuck and the team and see how we can, pursue something in the CDBG-DR money.
And just to talk, you're a little bit, not taking as much credit as you should going through, but Jason, when you put everybody out there, if you look at the palm tree on the left side of that picture, see all the water going up there? That's a whole street block. It actually touching the next block and around both horizontal, vertical there. All that water that used to flood out doesn't happen anymore. Everything was in front of this home right here that would go all the way up to like 6 inches within the house. All now, because of what you guys did out there, that great work you did, it keeps from flooding. So I want to just thank you again for the great work you're doing.
Okay,
But what is the item? I'm trying to see it
It's just
here.
extra money for what they found when they had to go dig out the sludge and all.
$4 million is
No,
the total.
418,000.
I think all you're
contract was
seeing
extra.
on there is just utilities contract with U.S. Water to do miscellaneous items for system improvements. I think that's the old Aqua utility system. I think they're just looking to extend the time for that contract with
all the
U.S.
sludge was
U.S.
taken
Water.
out.
Well, they're asking for $418,000.
The picture we got up now, is that how it looks today?
Yes, so Joseph Amwa, Utilities Director. So this item is for, yes, it's for the Pasco Aqua system that we purchased for FGUA. And there were some few more conversions we needed to do, work in taking over their systems. Sludge at the Jasmine Lake wastewater treatment plant that we needed to remove, bypass around the Palm Terrace pond that the commissioner was talking about. So that is the whole purpose, to try to finalize, go through the punch items for acquiring the entire system and making improvement to the Pasco Aqua system as we've taken over. So that is the main purpose. But I know, the Commissioner Moreno will be interested in how we converted those PEG ponds, speculation ponds, into stormwater holding ponds. And I think it was a great work that was done to help those that live around that neighborhood. But the whole purpose of the item is for improvement of the Pasco Aqua system as we've taken over the system.
I do want to touch on something that Commissioner Mariano said, though, and I don't think two of the commissioners were here when we had the engineer and designer of Cascades, which is in Tallahassee, and it's a stormwater project, come and present to us. Well, I think he presented virtually, because I think anyway, just like Maggie Valley, I see whenever we have a property like this, it needs to be done in conjunction with parks. And that property needs to be an asset for the community. A walking trail around it, shade trees, park benches, whatever. We need to use these opportunities to improve the lives of those people in the communities around it, in my opinion.
So with that, Madam Chair, I just want to bring it to everyone's attention. I'm very happy with the project. What you guys are doing is phenomenal. So move approval of C-34.
Well, I have one more question. On this, is this fence there while you're doing construction? Because if you grade the sides right, a certain way, you don't have to have a fence, and then, you know, it's treated differently. So want to make sure we're taking all those things into account when we design these.
Madam Chair, I will get pictures for you this afternoon. I was trying to find them on my phone, but I couldn't. But this is like a before picture. I will get you the after picture, show you what it looks like now.
Because that's a little rough right there.
It is. Look, believe me, it was tough for the neighbors to look at, but what they did out there after was phenomenal. So I'll get those pictures.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So we don't have any R items, but I do have a couple things I wanted to bring to the attention of the board. We're on Rs, right? First is for Mr. Bellis to come up and give us a little presentation on something important to the east side of the county, and give us a status update on our project.
Absolutely. Good morning, Commissioners. Mark Bellis, Chief Strategy and Sustainability Officer. My father once told me, he said, the value of a good story can never be underestimated. And I can tell you we have a very, very good story that we have been telling to people who are very interested in it. And in fact, it's taking on a life of its own, so I want to update you on that. This is all about the Four Rivers Basins Project. You've heard the name tossed around quite a bit. This began back in 1960 when Donna came through and did a tremendous amount of flood damage to the state of Florida over an area of 6,000 square miles, including about 15 different counties here, we being right in the center of that. At the time, the state decided to put together the water management districts, Swiftmud being one of them, and they were tasked with working with the Army Corps of Engineers to come in and see what they could do to prevent future flooding over that 6,000 square mile area. So that is precisely what they did. Now, the unfortunate part about this particular project, let me get us moving here. Are we done?
Takes a lot of money.
I'm not sure if this is up or not. There you go. Okay. So the project was authorized by Congress. It was to take a look at the area, as I say, 6,000 square miles, and determine what was creating flooding and what they could build as far as flood abatement projects to prevent flooding. Interestingly enough, the project was not about protecting people. It was about protecting the agriculture in the area. So that's where this all came from. Quite a bit of damage was done to citrus and to the pine industry at that point in time. So all these projects were designed and built, and interestingly enough, of all the projects, about 30 of them altogether, if you click me over there, thank you, only a couple were built. The Tampa Bypass Canal, you'll see it on this particular map. This is the entire area of the Four Rivers Basins Project. All of the green lines are those projects that were designed. You can see quite a few of them right there in Pasco County. Oh. And the ones that are red are the ones that were built. So you have the Tampa Bypass Canal, and then you've got the outfall from Lake Tarpon. You have something just above Cruz Lake that was started but not completed. At that point in time, there was a tremendous amount of political pressure to, instead of draining the Everglades, to save them. And so the money at that point in time went south, and we didn't see it again. At that point, the Army Corps put the entire project on the shelf, did not reopen it, and it sat there for 60 years. So fast forward now, as we were having some conversations about a year and a half ago with the Army Corps, we heard the name Four Rivers Basin. They weren't sure exactly what it was because it was so long ago, but they said, well, we understand that it had a lot to do with flood abatement, which is the things that we were looking to take care of here in Pasco. So we did some research, we went to the Library of Congress, and were able to find all the original information for these projects, including this map that you see here right now. We contacted the Army Corps again and said, hey, can you tell us about this particular project? And they said, sure. It was, in fact, approved by Congress. It was authorized. The funding was authorized to come in and do this. But the project was stopped, and it is in a pause mode. I said, okay, how do we reactivate this project? They said, well, there's a lot of ways you can do it. The best way to do it is to get the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Civil Works to reauthorize the studies that were originally done. So we said, okay, how do you do that? They said, well, you might want to take a play out of the playbook from the South Florida Water Management District, who, as you probably see, seem to get a lot of money in the South from the federal government to do flood abatement. So we met with them, talked to them, and they said, sure, you've got to get political support for it. You've got to get Congress to stand back up and say, we'd like to do this again. So that is precisely what we did. We met with our federal delegation. We started with Congressman Bill Rackus, who said, I will carry the water on this. And we got support from Buchanan and from Lee and from Scott's office as well. They have a letter that went directly to the Assistant Secretary. We had some folks up in Rick Scott's office in D.C. that also took a walk over to the Pentagon to talk to folks. And lo and behold, a week ago, we got notified from the Army Corps that the project has in fact been reauthorized. So we were very happy about that. That's the entire project, not just what's in Pasco. So this is going to be good for the whole region. So where we go then from here, what we know for certain is that, go ahead, advance that if you would. Yeah. Go ahead to the last one there if you would. One more. There we go. Yeah, right there. So where the process is right now, the entire project has been reauthorized. We have been in communication and working hand in hand with SwiftMud. There's going to be 3 projects that begin in Pasco. So we get the first bite of the apple, which is good. There are 2 of them that are going to be sponsored by SwiftMud, and one will be the entire Hillsborough watershed, which starts right here, Dade City, works down through Zephyr Hills, works in all the way down through Hillsborough County into Lake Thonosassa. It will also include the Cypress Creek area, so that entire area is part of this whole study. And then the other study, they're going to do one that's a little bit further south, and then we're going to have one that we sponsor, and that is for the Anclote River Basin. And so the only one where we have to put up a match is the Anclote River, which is actually the smallest project. So the projects will be a reevaluation of what the original engineers did in the Four Rivers Basins, using the new information and data that is available from SwiftMud and from our own folks here at Public Works, of course, right in the center of this with us. We've been at the table with them as well. And then that information will be used for a couple of things. One, to see what project or projects are feasible now. So again, if you think 60 years ago, there was very little population, very little development, things have changed. So what makes sense to do now? And then those will be the things that we look for appropriations to build. But even if we're not able to build, and certainly you saw the map, I don't know any place in Pasco where we're going to be able to put in a 23-mile-long berm anymore. But what we will have is the information that we need to inform our citizenry that if you live in this particular area, in these conditions, this is what you can expect. Help them make decisions about where they work, where they live, those type of things, which is information we have based on what has happened, but we want the data to back it up. We want the scientific side of that as well. So that is where we're headed. The second thing I was going to mention to you that's kind of interesting is concurrently, you'll see this on an agenda in November, we are beginning our coastal mapping and monitoring program with USF, which means we're going to be gathering that same kind of data and information along our coastline. And from that, we'll be able to build out some adaptations. We have a few other things in the works too. We're looking at a program. University of Florida, University of Texas came and met with us on a Gulf Futures grant that they are in the top 10 getting, which is going to be nice because they want to apply that money to Pasco County. That works out well for us. So some really great things coming. This will be transformational to the county. It gives us data and information we need to prioritize some of the bigger stormwater projects, some of the money for CDBGDR if we're looking at relocating people, relocating neighborhoods, things like that. This all gives us the data and information to form the basis of those kinds of decisions that we make for the citizenry. So very happy to report that.
Commissioner Mariano.
Yeah, Mark, I gotta say, what you and Anthony Thomas are doing is absolutely phenomenal. Digging into this project, I know you brought it to us a little while ago. Tampa Bay Water is actually looking at partnering with you too to try to help out, because they're a big stakeholder. Could be some great things. We talked about reservoirs on the east side. That could be part of what's going on. When I see all the money that Governor DeSantis was talking about with the Everglades just a few months back at that Chamber of Commerce event, I said, if they can put all that money into that, we've got to be able to get the money back up here to do this. Now that they've got that funded fully, let's go work on taking care of this side of the world, of this side of the state. So you're staying with it, your approach has been phenomenal every step of the way. I can't thank you enough, and I know the citizens going to benefit, especially when you consider like the Anclo River being an impaired waterway as well. Something's going to help us in the coast. Just tremendous work. Thank you so much for doing this. And Commissioner Stark, thanks for bringing this thing forward. I wanted to do it, but I just needed more time to talk to you, but I'm glad you brought it out today because it is just phenomenal news.
It's been a team event. Yeah, our team is great. The federal delegation's been great. Ralph's been a big help getting us in front of folks. Interesting, when we had the local delegation in for a workshop, it was kind of interesting to hear that flood abatement was on the top of their list. So I think this tees us up for a lot of our legislative asks in the future as well to fund these projects.
Yeah, great stuff.
Thank you.
Commissioner Wheaton.
Dr. Bella, so what are we looking at on time, especially, we have the clock's ticking with CDBG and others.
Can you put the map back up?
And the more folks that keep moving into Pasco, challenges can arise. So what's the time? If we wait another 60 years, I'll be 89 years old.
I'll be gone.
So, like, what do we, I hope there's a sense of urgency now. Here we are 60, 65 years from the initial conversation, right?
Yeah.
So what do we have?
Yeah.
Not that we're going to receive any guarantees, but they've got us kind of excited. So.
Yeah, 2 time frames that the Corps shared with us. One, they said for the assessment, the initial evaluation piece, 12 to 18 months is reasonable. They said from beginning to end of the entire process, 6 to 7 years, and that's building out of projects. That's the guidelines they gave us. So we, I guess I put it to you this way. We were able to cut the time for getting the Army Corps in the Pentagon to reapprove this. No one believed it. In fact, we were sort of accused of moving so quickly that we caused the government shutdown. I don't know that that's the case, but the shockwave has been pretty extensive, and we're going to keep pushing. We'll keep pushing. We got a lot of people on our side.
Well, never mind. Let me correct the record. I'd be 99 years old. So did my math wrong. So I just, all right. Well, it's good to hear that there's the temperament and the, ability of them actually wanting to help us.
A lot of good people behind this. Okay. Absolutely.
Commissioner Oakley.
When they had this thing in 61, I'm now 80 years old, so I've waited all that time. Yeah. I can't wait another 80. So.
There you go. There you go.
What was the cost of this project back when they forecasted back in the 60s?
$57 million is what Congress approved.
And what is it today?
Oh, I wouldn't even venture a guess. Hundreds of millions, I'm sure, to build out everything. The fact is that as you look at it, the estimate is probably less than 20% of what they originally designed could still be built at that scale. So much smaller scale, I think, of the project.
So when they said they'd take this project back up, did they say anything about a timeline for funding of the project? Because you can to do a project, but if you never get the money, you'll never do the project. So.
We've set everybody up to understand that yes, the funding for the studies is available, not necessarily the funding for the projects, but what this does is it puts us in a good position to ask based on the information that the Army Corps puts together. So I think we're positioned probably better than we would if it was just a unilateral ask or just nothing connected to it. So I feel pretty good about that.
I have a question with the CDBG-DR money. We have that timeline with this. Can we put any of this towards that, or is this going to take too long and we can't?
I wish I could answer that today. I think that we will have the information from the studies back in time to have a good idea of what we can build and what we can't. So based on the mitigation and the infrastructure funds available through CDBG-ADR, we should be able to use some of that somewhere along the line there.
I hope so.
we are keeping a close eye on that.
Commissioner Mariano.
Commissioner, one of the things in the plan that we put forward was planning dollars. So, and we talked about specific stormwater projects, so, and I gotta say, it's just stunning that you got this work done so quick. I mean, think about Ridge Road, sat for 23 years up there.
Yeah.
For you to get this project to come forward, just phenomenal. But I think you can go look at the one project you said we got a shared cost on is the Enclave. I think you should go right to Chuck Lane right away.
We've done some bunch of studies out there already.
So take a look at that, put it forward, put that in, let that be, again, our match. You can put those planning dollars right in for that, and then if you get construction quick enough, you can then tie into some of it too. But at least the planning dollars, you can get those allocated immediately.
And I think, I know we had this conversation, Commissioner Mariano. The Army Corps actually had a project in Enclave in 1958 to make it 150 feet wide and 9 foot deep. They got into it with DEP, they stepped away from it, said we don't want to do it. The good news about that is the Corps has told us that any project that they initially did work on or did themselves is a priority for them to come back and fix nowadays. So breakwaters, piers, things like that are on their priority list, so we can get funding from that too. So, yeah, good stuff.
That red up there, is that the Massac Channel?
Yes, that is,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
That's a
Yes.
pretty neat trail opportunity. And
That's true. yes.
Swiftmud manages, I believe, and they had closed it off to pedestrians, which was kind of crazy. So I got it back open for the equestrian people to be able to ride down the sides. But it's a beautiful channel that goes from our county up to Hernando.
Yep. And to Commissioner Mariano's point earlier too, we have Tampa Bay Water and Swiftmud at the same table now too, looking at Cypress Creek for a joint water abatement or flood abatement and water supply project collectively. So it's just a matter of getting people at the table talking about what we can do together. It's amazing how many people want that and want to do it. So.
Commissioner Oakley.
Yeah, I just was gonna add something. If Ridge Road, it took forever to get Ridge Road done, but it was 23 to 30 years trying to wait on that. But you gotta remember, timing's perfect. If it had been done 23 or 30 years ago, we wouldn't have a Moffett like we have there today.
True.
Serves all of our people.
It's true.
So timing's very important when things done, and timing on this with the hurricanes and all that we've just had, proves that we do need these things to help us in these flood months.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we did compliment Colonel Bowen, by the way, when we saw him on Ridge Road. We said that was the one place that didn't flood as far as our evacuation routes, so he felt pretty good about that. So, good stuff.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for your support.
Next, I have David Engel to come up and talk about a letter that I need your permission to sign. I think I have a copy here. Did all the commissioners get a copy of this? Are we going to read it? Joanna?
What is it?
This letter? Okay, so David, do you have a copy of it?
I do, ma'am.
Okay, so let's talk about that meeting. Very exciting, and
I will do.
lay the ground.
David Engel, Planning and Economic Development Director. I don't have a presentation today, but I just want to give you some brief history. Approximately 2 years ago, Tampa Wave, which is a consortium of county engagement for economic development, approached the University of South Florida to investigate how we can bring in and introduce new types of industrial development and research and development here in our region. I don't know if the board is aware of this, but Tampa Bay is the #1 manufacturing area for the state of Florida. And as a result of that USF study, they identified that defense technology is ripe for the pickings here for our region. We have the Space Coast, MacDill Air Force Base, and a lot of potential for defense technology. It was seen as a catalyst type of activity because innovation in defense tech, it spreads out and it will contribute to our economic prosperity. As a result of the study, Economic Development Administration grant application is being submitted. We have a time-sensitive matter, and Tampa Wave, who's our lead in this engagement, has requested a letter of endorsement by the Board of County Commissioners, and we're not pledging any funding contribution to this for matching funds, but that's something that I could bring forth to the board if they receive this EDA grant. We just want to make sure that the money is equally spent in Pasco as well as Hillsborough and Pinellas, so we want to have equal standing at the table. So The request is if the board could endorse the chair signing this letter of support without any financial commitment, we would be very much appreciated.
Move approval.
Well, let me tell you a little more. You know, I have the PEDC, International Economic Development Committee, and there's a gentleman on there named Andy Bennett who lives in Pasco County, who is former military and now has a company called Defense Tech, and he works with a group to bring defense contractors here to Tampa Bay, and he's partnered with Tampa Bay Wave. And if you remember, we have the company that just moved here that does the fingerprint through the windows, that's working with DOD. And they also brought another company, I don't know who it is yet, another defense contractor has come to the county. So they came and met with us a couple weeks ago. So this EDA grant is a Tampa Bay grant, so it's Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Pasco working together. I think the ask was $100,000 each.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm hoping that we'll come back with a ask for us to put in our share, because I believe Hillsborough and Pinellas have already approved their 100.
That's correct.
Yeah, but time is of the essence for them to apply for this grant, so
So my motion is that it doesn't cover any financial responsibility
but
at this time, but just
Yeah.
support.
But we want to be included in, and they're saying that we are, you know, we're the catch basin for a lot of these companies because there's no space down in Hillsborough and Pinellas. So we have an opportunity to be partnering with SOCOM and, you know, all the cool things that are happening down there at McDill, for those companies to come here and set up shop. So, yeah, Commissioner Mariano.
The economic development money from the Penny for Pasco, would this be an applicable use for that funds?
Yes, sir, it would.
I'm ready to make a motion, put the $100,000 from that.
I would second that.
I already made a motion.
I know you made a motion, I'm throwing that out there
This
to
is
you.
an amended motion.
So you can amend your
Yeah.
motion if you choose.
I mean, this is a great, this is something we want to be participating in. Yes.
So question is, David, so does this money go to, this money is to be, if we're to receive the grant, this money is injected into the actual businesses itself?
Well, it's establishing incubators throughout the county, seed money to establish burgeoning businesses that are in aerospace defense. And we're hopeful that because of our ready sites and ready-to-go project land area that's industrially zoned with all the access and utilities, that we could obtain some of that development here in the county.
And the EDA grants require a local match.
All three counties.
And so all three counties want to go in together. I'd love for us to go in.
I think it makes a better look if all three counties have committed
Yes.
100,000 as well.
And if you know Tampa Bay Wave, I mean, that's a very established organization, and Defense Tech, great company, and they're doing wonderful things. Okay, so a motion?
So, no, Commissioner Oakley made the motion. I threw the idea out to add the 100,000 in through the Penny for Pasco.
Oh, I thought you had
funding for
amended his
economic
motion.
development. Have you amended the motion?
Do you accept it? This is penny
Amendment
money.
to what you're saying there.
So you want,
So I also have a question. So, I mean, it specifically calls out AmSkills. Is this money designated for that organization?
No, it goes
No,
to
sir,
people.
it's
Not
just
precluding anybody from getting help?
No, this is directly to the Tampa Wave effort. It's just some of the attributes the county has that's attractive for aerospace defense. We also named Smart Starts and various other programming that the county supported.
so Commissioner Oakley made the motion. He's willing to amend with 100,000 EDC. Who made the second?
I did.
She did, she's allowed.
I'm allowed to second.
She's allowed to make a second.
Good.
Okay,
Power through.
all right, so I think we have two letters. One has the funding match in it, and one, right? I sent you both
There were
copies.
two draft letters, one
Yeah.
with a funding commitment, one without. So we would,
See, it says
we
Smart
default
Starts.
to the funding one if the board gives me an affirmative vote.
They drafted this letter for us. They just happened to, I told them about our manufacturing training program, and they went to see it, and they were like, oh my God, this is fantastic. So, okay, so all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, so
Thank you,
we'll
ma'am.
do the other letter. If you get me the other copy, I'll send it. I know they need it ASAP because that grant application is due. Is Panos here? No, we have a lot of time, and I just wanted to get an update on Ridge Road and how we're doing, but I don't know if there's anyone here that can give us that.
Sure there is. Oh, I thought it was.
Is he here? I texted him, but oh, good. Okay, can you just give us a little update on Ridge Road?
Panos Conces, Assistant County Engineer with the Transportation Engineering Department. Ridge Road is progressing well. The contractor had encountered some issues with unsuitable soils that were not in the initial plan, but they're moving forward. We are working now with an agreement for the CSX crossing, and that's going to go to the county attorney's office. We're just processing the RLS right now. So everything is moving well. The utilities connection for Moffett is moving forward. We expect those to happen before the end of the year. That's the important commitment we have for Ridge Road right now. And with regards to opening the 2 lanes, we are trying to open them by the end of the year. It's
December?
not very sure that we're going to make that goal.
So we're going to do it like the last time, on one side, 2 lanes, and
Correct. And then we're going to build the other 2 lanes.
Okay. I've never gotten the answer, but I've asked many, many times, that when we do the bridge over the CSX Railroad, make sure that there is room enough for pedestrians and cyclists and whatever to go under that as well.
We have that under consideration. We will try to accommodate that.
Yeah, it's there.
It is there? I
Yeah.
mean, if we're building it, we better be not trying, we need to be doing it. I've been saying it since we designed that road.
Yes.
So, it's much cheaper to go ahead and let people cross underneath. I don't even know where it is and what's around it, but than to do a pedestrian overpass. Okay, I have 2 more questions for you.
Sure.
I was told that the bike ped overpass at State Road 52 was going to start quite a while ago, and when I drive by it, I don't see any construction. So where is that project? Do you happen to know?
I don't have the status at this time. I can contact the PM and I will update you.
What's really frustrating to me is we've had that penny for Pasco money sitting there for years for 54. The 54 overpass and the 52 overpass, and it was supposed to be built years ago, and every year the price goes up. So every year our money, doesn't stretch like it should. So I don't understand it. It was supposed to be under construction like a year ago. I'd love to get the answer
I will
today.
investigate that and I'll get you
I don't know if we're
response.
building it or if DOT's, Suncoast is building it, but it was, both of those should have been done by now.
It's 54, it's a state project.
Huh?
If it's Highway 54, it's a state road.
Well, it's the Suncoast, I think, not DOT, but we gave them the money, and construction, they've long been funded. Somehow, the 54 one was gonna go first, but we put that on hold because we thought we had to wait for the Turnpike to finish their new design, but it turned out that wasn't true. But in the meantime, the 52 one went ahead. Do you remember this from our MPO meetings, like
Yes.
2 years ago? And I just looked, there is nothing happening there. So
I will find out.
that's probably maybe a Tania question.
Yes.
Okay,
Madam Chair?
yeah.
Just to touch on one thing, on 52 as well, I just heard this morning that they're actually looking at building another truck stop out at 75 and 52.
Really?
Yeah, Representative Holcomb's not comfortable with it, I think it was, and I think it's something we should go take a look at because we need to see what's going on there.
At that intersection?
No, 75, somewhere. So I just heard that this morning, but if you can check into that.
75 and 52, the interchange?
52,
Must be.
75?
Where, all those corners are taken, so
Just, don't know. But I think it's worth taking a look at.
hopefully not the northwest corner.
Which,
I don't know,
which
like I said, that's
intersection
all
you
I
talking
just
about?
heard, but now that you brought it up, you're gonna check with DOT, I think you'll take a look at that too.
Okay. we'll look at that.
Where was it you heard that truck stop was going?
Yeah, I was on a radio call this morning, but then I got a text from someone who's a Civic Association person that heard Representative Holcomb was afraid of what was going on out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I've not heard about any other truck stop going in that area, so.
Interesting. Any other questions for Panos?
Nope.
Okay.
All good.
All right, thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Okay, so we'll move on to commissioner items. Commissioner Oakley?
All right. We got some pictures, I think. The first item I have here is, had the opportunity to speak to the Realtors Pasco Policy Committee meeting for the Suncoast Tampa Realtors Association. I did that out in Wesley Chapel. Had a group of 12 people. It was very informative for them, and also different things they were looking at in the community. The next item, the opportunity to speak to Pasco's next generation leaders in our leadership group, which we had here last week. And that went very well. A lot of young people in that group. So it's pretty, I thought it was kind of amazing. A lot of times you see older people, but it was a lot of young business leaders that actually were here. Wilton Simpson was also here. Next, we have the Spectrum community presented a check through Kelly Sin with the Domestic Violence Group, which they do a lot of good work here in Pasco County. And I was there for that presentation.
How much was that check? Do you know? How much was that check?
$7,500, I believe it
Nice.
was. Yeah. And they did that to several groups. I mean, a couple hundred groups they were giving money out to. And their grant money, which can help bridge gaps where they don't have funds to help take care of some of the issues there with the domestic violence. Next, we had, we went and made a, let's see here. Oh, here's K&D. This is the Kim Phil Hines groundbreaking event, which is the road, Ozzie Murphy Road, that was going to come underneath interstate and come back around. It actually meets at the intersection of Pasco Road 52, and it's coming in from the north where that road will come in. Gives another direction traffic can go. It's only a 2-lane road, but it's that's all the space we have underneath.
It's
75.
actually a trail with the road
It's 2-lane and a
next to
trail.
it.
Don't forget the trail part. Yeah, but that went very well, so.
Awesome.
Then I had a visit with Saddlebrook and seen what was going on. If most of you have gone to the PDC, you saw some of that. The only real issue they had on the PDC meeting and dinner, which was very well attended, and a lot of different people were able to see some Saddlebrook. The real problem was the day before the where the VIP met, that air conditioning went out the day before that happened.
Oh, that day, I wonder
And
what
that's why
happened.
they
It
had to
was
sit
so
those air
hot.
conditioning units in that
Oh.
room.
Oh, they must have been.
But there weren't enough, so.
Yeah.
But they've since had that fixed, so it's good.
Can
But
I say
went
the
and saw
lobby
the
is-
driving range and new driving range they have in this beautiful area, and
The lobby is gorgeous.
oh yeah, the lobby, they've
Just
changed, and
gorgeous.
the type furniture they're using a little different. And they're redoing, I think they're redoing the pool area and all the main kitchen area and all. They will start opening that back up.
What is this picture of here on the left? Because that roof needs some attention.
Oh, that's the bar out by the pool.
So they're redoing that?
This lady, yeah, they're in the process. This lady here in the black, she is actually painting the mural on the ceiling of different plants and things of that nature they put up there.
Okay.
So it's going to be very nice when they get through. I think it's this coming week they have their first group coming in to the unit. I believe it's over 100 people. And we went and saw one of the rooms, and the rooms are very nicely done and upgraded to now. So they've done a good job in doing what they said, and they still hadn't started anything out toward the road on the multifamily and some of that out there with that commercial area. They have near 54 there. So, but they're living up to what they said they were going to do. So that was all good. And then on, where are we at here now? What is this group?
Oh, this is the,
This is the emergency
services,
group. We
yeah.
went and spoke yesterday. Catherine Starkey said she was there for the first time.
Yeah.
But you know, quarterly, the different groups, 911 and then Public Works, they have one. And you can go, I've actually gone to all of them, you know, in fire department, they have some too. I've gone and spoke to most of those. We have over 3,000 employees. And when you're speaking to them, you're really speaking to a lot of employees that actually work with you. Since we only hire 2 people, county administrator and attorney, they work for the county administrator, but they are very well needed here in 911 calls. I always think of it this way: when people want to cut the budget real harshly and deep, well, you got to be careful when you cut, because one day you might pick up your phone to call 911 because you have the need, but it might not be there because you cut the funding. So it's one of those things you have to keep in the back of your mind when you're trying to make the right cuts that are not recurring expenses that you have throughout each and every year. So
that guy in the middle, he has won a massive amount of awards. I don't remember his name. Do you remember his name?
No,
but on their lanyards, they have pins for every life they've saved, and he was just covered with pins. So he has saved a lot of lives.
It's pretty amazing, the people and what they're able to do in 911. They do a very much a great job of doing the work for us to help save our citizens when they're in need. And an emergency comes up, very important. All right, what else? Oh, and then on Friday morning, we went with myself, David Allen, and David Engel, went visit with the city with the Mayor Scott Black, and he showed us the northern part of, northern part of Dade City area that needed some work, and part of it I actually thought was within the city, but actually it's county. And so we're looking at trying to revitalize some of the northern part of the city. So it's pretty amazing. Some of the things that are still left there from the hurricane and old fuel tanks and things of this nature that we're going to work out a way with the help of David Engel and David Allen and see what we can do to do the right thing for the northern part of Dade City. So that's it.
Commissioner Waste.
Very good. Yeah, Saddlebrook, the mural, they're trying to find a local artist to do the artwork throughout the facility, which is pretty neat. And the bar that Commissioner Oakley put on there, that was actually like a kiddie pool that was repurposed however long ago. It made a bar area out of it. And, you know, as with any project, as we took our tour, they were just finding little hidden treasures, if you will, that have really expanded their investment. But that, their first group that's coming in this week is about 250 people that they're coming in to host and have a conference. And
is the pool open yet or not?
Not yet. It's under construction. So it's they're full bore, all in.
Well, they were working to have it ready by the time the group got here, so they were working hard the day I was out there. So.
But driving range looks great. It's got a special spot for Jack on it whenever he gets back on there. But no, just they really put a lot of investment into the facility, and it's great to see Saddlebrook coming back to life. The only other piece I have, so EDC and Advent Health Wesley Chapel hosted the Florida Trend this last week, and Florida Trend is working on their Pasco edition, which will come out February of 26. So you may receive a phone call from the Florida Trend as they're refining the information.
Come out when?
The February in 2026. So they're going to use the time after this last week of basically interviews, if you will. They had 3 different sessions to refine the information and ask questions. So they may be reaching out to your offices depending on certain areas and projects. So excited to see what they say about Pasco next year. And it's a really good cohesive group, and appreciate Advent Health, Wesley Chapel chipping in and helping to host the event. And so just nice to have Florida Trend here, and that's all I have.
Commissioner Yeager.
Okay. Let's see, I know I have some pictures. All right. So this was the Pinellas County Deputy Delatri's family wanted to thank Pasco County firefighters who saved his life. Deputy Delatri was seriously injured in a crash involving a semi-propane truck on Pasco County Road. They did the math, and it took Pasco County Fire Rescue 6 minutes and 12 seconds from the time they put the truck in park and took him out of the car. Pasco Fire Rescue crew was honored with the Green Cross Award. This award is aimed at honoring individuals that have made significant contributions to safety and injury prevention. This was amazing. It was so emotional. There were many people there that was on scene. The gentleman to the left, the young boy, Dylan Delandro, he had kept in touch with the family the entire time, and at one point, the wife was, asked if she, you might have to take him off life support, and she reached out to him and kind of walked him through how many minutes he was unconscious, things like that, but ultimately helped make her decision to keep him plugged in and wait it out. It was I don't know if there was a dry eye in the house. It was absolutely beautiful. Commissioner Mariano was there, Seth was there. It was great. And of course, that little cutie is his son, and I asked him if he wanted to go climb on some fire trucks with me.
That's a great pick right there. Good
Yeah,
job.
and he's like, yeah. I'm like, great, let's go. So that was amazing. All right, next one. So this was the graduation, and they had, oh boy, there was a ton of graduates, 142 largest promoting class that they've ever had. And my legislative aide, Pam, her daughter was in that class, so that was an exciting day for her as well. And the next slide. And this was the Big Blue Barbecue. That was a great time. The money goes to the police department. One of the things I just wanted to bring up in my commissioner items, I have been talking to some of our legislative delegation, and they have been receiving death threats. They've had to move venues. Danny Burgess no longer even keeps his door open. It's always locked, and there's a note on the door. Recently, Congressman Bilirakis had to change his event. He was in Judge's Chambers, so I had reached out to Eric and asked him if we could beef up security. And the Sheriff's Office and Chase were more than gracious and did that. So I'm just asking my other commissioners, like, how do you feel about having one point of entry and the wanding that went through today? For me, I think I'd rather be proactive instead of reactive when it comes to our new normal. So, sorry.
Commissioner, I tried to get this done before when I had a gentleman come into my conference room with a gun, and I wasn't successful. But most commission buildings, most of them have some kind of security. At the FACT conference, I met a company that works with the sheriff that has a portable thing that you walk through, and it can be moved around. I mean, we can do this without spending a lot of money, but I think you're right on.
I asked Andrew to price that for me, the metal detectors, and he's going to get back to me, and he also wants to talk to the Sheriff's Department to see about staffing, but ultimately, the ones are like $250. We already have one deputy. If we could have another deputy, you know, that would be great.
I think if we have a lot of people coming in, a wand might be really slow, so we have to think about that. But I definitely want to explore something, and maybe that we have a committee that comes up with the idea that is the most efficient for
Well,
us, but Commissioner.
And even if, like, the judges lately have had, I think it was like 16 death threats in the past couple months. So, you know, people are, it's becoming more and more frequent, and I don't want a tragedy.
Yeah.
So.
I just want to speak in agreement with Commissioner Yeager, the fact that I've noticed, and I'm in my 9th year, but I've noticed since I first got here till now, the change in the atmosphere with the public and being pre-audit. I hate the fact that you have to do that, but the fact is, we want everybody to be safe. So we don't want somebody that just, you know how there are people can speak out so strongly and about even just a paved road or something of that nature. But we just want to make sure we're all protected.
Did staff want to speak?
All the staff.
Eric, did you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am, Madam Chair. Appreciate the discussion being held by the board. We did have enhanced security screening for today. I'm taking direction from the board to work with the sheriff to figure out what's the right security measures going forward to have enhanced screening. We will do that with Chase and his team. The one question I have for the board is board meetings only, or are we going to expand this to MPO meetings and planning commission meetings?
I definitely think MPO 1,000%. You have everybody, and even, you know, the members from the city, things like that. So, I mean, I'm all for that, but it's not.
You'd have to include the planning commission also.
I think planning commission too.
All of
So-
it. That's
Yeah.
Madam
But
Chair.
Yes.
do we need
So
to have a
you-
vote? or-
We have to operate within the parameters of section 190, or chapter 190, or 790, sorry, the Firearms Act that was passed by the legislature several years ago. The protection only extends to the governing board meetings.
Is that us, not the planning commission?
That's
Is that
right.
me?
Oh,
So we
elected-
can't have
elected
security for a
officials.
government building?
Thank you,
You
Chair.
cannot. You cannot, well,
Well,
you
how-
can,
what's
you can have. you
Fernando
can-
doing and Pinellas doing?
You can have security, you can, but you can't have a firearms policy that is inconsistent with the preemption that the state legislature has put in place, and with the new First District Court of Appeals law that came out a month ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah, the open carry?
That now legalizes open carry in the state of Florida. Only those things which are a concealed firearms permit would not allow you to go to. So there's a list of things in the state law that says that you can't, if you have a concealed firearms permit, you can't go into the meeting of the governing board. You can't go into a jail. You can't go into
A bar.
a bar.
A bar? Yeah.
So we can apply that to open carry. We can apply that to concealed firearms. The concern I have is if you start screening for an area that they can legitimately carry a firearm into, you can't stop them. So.
Well, whatever the law is, we want enhanced protection, and we would like you to come back with a proposal for us, right? Whatever we're allowed to within the law.
Very well,
Yeah.
Madam Chair. Mr. Steinschneider,
Yeah.
thank you for the
Commissioner Mariano?
clarification.
Yeah, and I think the way you should do is frankly, go ahead and do your research. I think in the interim, the way we had it set up today with the one being done before someone comes in, single entry is good. The other deputy stays up here, et cetera. This way, in case anybody's in and out, which does happen during our meetings, that we're protected as we're waiting to finally do the final policy.
Yeah.
You know, in the courthouse, if you're gonna go in there, with all the judges, you get a big, just like at the airport terminal, there's a
Yeah,
big
that's what Hernando County has
thing.
it for their commission
Take your
meetings.
shoes off, just like that, et cetera. So If we get there, we get there, I don't know, but I think looking at it, come back with cost proposals for us, shows the things, and I think you do one-on-ones with us first, as soon as you get it together, what you're thinking about doing, so any individual tweaks can be thought of, and then when it gets brought to the board, has been fully, as best vetted as possible, then we can make a decision on it.
The only thing I want to add is, you know, if it does add an extra burden onto the sheriff's office, whatever we have to pay for, whether it's to staff it, whatever, I'm for if we have to pull it out of the general fund, however much that will be for a year for security. I'm fine with that. I just want the security.
Well, we have a bailiff already. Why can't he hold the wand and do it?
Right, but I think
Yeah.
they're gonna need 2 staff members.
Probably.
They won't be able to do it with 1.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that, I agree with Commissioner Mariano 1,000%. I'm just saying I'm willing to take the money for wherever for the security, whatever that looks like. I'm not saying go big or go home, but I'm saying like if it's wanding and we have to pay for 1 extra deputy, I'm all for that, so.
Okay, so you have your marching orders?
I do, ma'am. We will work with the PSO, develop options, brief
Okay.
individually, and then bring something back to the board. Thank you.
Anything else, Commissioner Yeager? Okay.
No.
Commissioner Mariano?
Okay. And I want to say, JJ, thanks for the invites for those that firefighter presentation, saving a life was just absolutely amazing. That wife, I mean, to hear her talk, and just a life saved, but the whole family, there's like 4 other kids as well. The mother and father were there, just like dramatically, just incredible. And then all the promotions for everybody.
And she
It
gave
was
birth
amazing.
while he was in the
There
hospital.
we go, that's right, yeah.
I mean-
6 months in the hospital, yeah.
Wow.
So that was impressive. And I wanted to just show you those pictures you asked about. So this is the spray field. This spray field used to sit up about 4 or 5 feet higher. It used to be a block of water. It was always saturated from the spray field, so it didn't even drain. Now all that water that's in there is set up and drained. Do you have a few more pictures? Okay, so it'll definitely hold water. That's the spray field area.
What's the fence all about?
It's a great picture of a fence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I
It
had
can
Son-
look prettier.
I had Sonia right now get those pictures. So this how the new pond looks. It's all dug out.
But is it fenced? Is it fenced?
It looks
I
like
think
just
it
on the
has
side of the inside part. So here's,
I'm not gonna say that's an asset to the community. I mean,
well,
it is for holding the water,
and
but,
like I say, so keep in mind, all that
Yeah.
water that was there had nowhere else to go before because at the bottom
Yeah.
of a bowl, et cetera. So this is what's there, and that's why I say, we talked about doing this into a nice park. It was part of like Restore even had
Yeah.
something on it. So now is the time to, now that we've taken care of the drainage, which is number 1, now let's go look at what we've got on there. You can make some tweaks around like that fencing that you see.
Yeah.
We can do that better because all you've got to do is actually lower that down like 6 inches below the road. The water will go in, drain in there naturally. So I know we can do better, but I want to say the team did a great job doing what they had to do to
Yeah.
make the stormwater work. But as you can see, we can do a lot better
Yeah.
with the finished product out there.
yeah. I hope that one day looks a lot better.
All right, next set. This is a picture. We had our homeless meeting here in the West Pasco Government Center. Very well attended. And I tell you, it took a different approach than what I was thinking. My first thoughts were, okay, last time we had a meeting like this, we had a lot of the churches that were there that always like to give the food, that keep the people in the woods, et cetera, because they got to find a way to eat and still do their drugs. So I kind of addressed that type of thing, and I said, we're going to listen to ideas all the way through. Staff's going to put the presentation on, but we're trying to like take a different approach because what we're doing is clearly not working. And I want to tell you, I thought I was going to get stoned in a sense, but the conversation after that was like really good about let's go look at solutions, let's go look at the opioids, CDBGTR, things that can be done. Even the Suncoast Recovery Center people come up there. They were talked about a bit as far as like a solution. So I want to say it was a very positive meeting, and I think we've moved our homeless meeting where it actually fits my calendar, thank you, to get all of us there, because I think we all need to hear the solutions that were talked about. I think it'll be a much better workshop for us. But it was a very positive meeting.
Glad to see all the
It went
people
the
there.
full 2
Yeah.
hours. You know, Kathy Paula and Chief Walters did a phenomenal job out there. And it really made people see that, okay, we're going to try something different. And it didn't get like all negativity. It was all positive stuff about let's go look at stuff and let's go make something happen.
You know,
Just to add what Jack's talking
yeah,
about on
they
that,
had
the
one
one they
here.
had over at St. Leo.
Right.
I
Yeah.
talked to Kathy, it went
Yep.
very well. I was not able to go, I had other meetings, but
Yep.
they said it went very well, 40 or 50 people there.
Yeah.
And they were very interested in trying to help with whatever they could help with.
If you remember when we converted the Boys and Girls Club to a family shelter, we had a lot of opposition, some from our friends, right? That were very concerned about negative impacts to their communities miles away from, from the site. I haven't had one complaint since
I could give you a few, but,
You got a few?
but it's not as bad as what was expected.
Yeah, I mean, I've been by there, I've never seen, I've been there a number of times, not seen any issues. And with Pasco Hope, that's, you know, in my district on Grand Boulevard, in my meeting with Kathy yesterday, is she here? No? With the windows, like, sometimes I can't see anybody.
Paula's here.
We have, how many, 70, 80, how many people are there?
A little over 70, and
Yeah.
we still have some individuals that have been displaced and individuals that are homeless, mix of combination there.
So we have 50 pallets there? 50
Correct.
pallet? Yeah,
Yes,
50
ma'am.
pallet homes, which work great. Then we still have some trailers, which are a little more troublesome to manage. But no complaints from anybody. And I haven't been there in a while, so I need to drive by again. Have we
That's in
started
your
any?
district?
Yeah, it's on Grand Boulevard.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I'm hopeful that we're gonna get one over here on the east side. We know that homeless people over here do not want to go all the way over there, and they want to stay by their community and their family. So we talked about having a big meeting, and in my talk, I'll talk more about that. But I just wanted to say no issues from anyone in my constituency. Commissioner Yeager wanted to say something.
Yeah, I just want to give Pasco Hope a shout out. I had, back in the hurricane days, I had worked with a veteran named Bob, and he is still over at Grand Boulevard. He had a stroke, and the staff there, David, the case manager, I just want to give him a shout out. He was at the hospital with me, with Bob. I asked him, hey, can you go get his medications and his little back book, because he couldn't speak. He could not speak at all because of the stroke. And he also has dementia, so he couldn't unlock his phone. David went all the way back to Pasco Hope, brought his medications, his black book. We were able to unlock his phone. I mean, the guy went above and beyond the call of duty for someone at the shelter. So however you can recognize David, I would really appreciate that.
We'll make
He
sure that
was
we pass
amazing.
along, Commissioner.
So.
All right, Commissioner Mariano?
Yeah, just a little bit more, and I know Commissioner Starkey, you saw a presentation on the REEF project that was proposed out for
Oh, yeah, that's so
Hudson
cool.
Beach and Aglow.
Yeah.
Something could be really interesting. I know Anthony Thomas is working closely with Mark Bellis on it to try to bring something forward. The Hudson Beach area is just really needs something like that, and if you've been to that beach, if you've seen it, we've got the best sunset in the world, and at the same time, the worst beach in the world.
Yeah.
And we can,
Same with
but
Green
we
Key.
can fix it by moving it, by putting a seawall on the side of the south, put the spray, move the bathroom instead of being right in the view shed area, move it to the side, put the splash pad in, and then create the beach out to the front, which we're working on, so that could be.
Commissioner Mariano, can that same project be looked at for Green Key with the wall to keep the
Yes.
sand in?
Yep.
Because we have to improve our beaches, come
And
on.
Green Key's another.
Not all our residents can drive down to Clearwater to go to a nice beach.
And they don't want to. They don't
Yeah.
spend the money to do the
Yeah.
traffic. And
You
let's
just
keep
want to
them
go
here
out at sunset and, yeah.
for tourism, for the economic development of people
Yeah.
here, quality of life here. We need to do better, and I know we're going to look at Green Key for a project coming up, which I think would be great. And last thing I want to say, actually, I got one video quickly with Lane Mendelson with Two Good Souls, but actually, just go ahead and play it.
Hello everybody, I'm Wayne. And I'm Mendelson. Hope everyone's doing well. We have a very special announcement that we're going to make.
For Two Good Souls event, we will be joining the County Commissioners team, which means that every donation we do also goes to their team.
How many shoes
Oh,
are we doing?
finally.
500 shoes.
100 pairs of socks. Go team!
Team Mendelson.
Yeah, yeah. they're
Great people, great
Yeah.
family. I tell you, he's doing a great job with his girls.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Last thing too, I did meet the Leadership Pasco group too over in West Pasco. They picked up actually at Hudson Beach. We went there, went to Sunwest. They were blown away with all the improvements that went up at Sunwest as well. So kudos to the board for making that thing just elevate up. That's all I got.
Okay, Eric,
Thank you, ma'am.
or Mike,
Just a
it says
reminder-
Mike, you know. Eric/Mike.
Sort of, yes, ma'am. Just a reminder to the board that next Friday is a Tri-County workshop at Tampa International Airport. Today's consent agenda, you guys approved a resolution authorizing participation in that.
Okay.
And the other thing, we still have a little bit of time, so at the chair's pleasure, we can revisit C8 and C9.
Oh, you got the information?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's bring that up. Even if it bumps me to the afternoon, that's fine. We have very light agenda this afternoon.
Can I just add one thing about the Tri-County workshop? If we could keep Commissioner Latvala in
Oh, yeah, what's
our
yeah,
prayers.
I didn't.
He is in the hospital at Shands, and it's been a really rough touch and go the last
That's what I heard.
3 to 4 days. So if
Yeah.
we could just keep him in our prayers,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Okay.
All right, Commissioners, Paula Barra called on behalf of Kathy Pearson and our team. So we spoke with Chuck Lane. At this time, the program is in development. The proposal made by Commissioner Mariano is certainly something that we can consider as part of that program, but that won't go live until the very beginning of the year. There's still a few questions that we need to answer in terms of the program itself and what that's going to look like. So we would like to come back to you and brief you on that once we have final answers.
Maybe January?
Yes, sir.
Move to continue C8 and C9
Well,
till January?
well, under discussion, Commissioner Yeager, and County Attorney, can we condition these properties to possibly having money from the CDBG-DR, if that's approved, transferred? If we approve
I don't
this?
believe that you can transfer from CDBGR to pay these off, because you've already expended the funds, so it would be supplanted.
Exactly.
So we can't do
So
what
you-
they.
So you have already expended the funds to clean these sites up, even if the program qualifies for future. I don't believe that these two properties would be eligible for CDBG.
Okay, so future properties may be, but not these two.
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Keep this in mind. We just looked at a thing for security here. We're going to spend who knows how much more money on that. You don't know how you're going to take the money out of general fund for it, if that's the way you go. The money that we actually take from CDBGR, if we wait till January, can pay for that extra fund without affecting the budget
So
whatsoever.
you guys understand that this property's been offered to the public and no one bought it, so it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
So I think we get money into the general fund by putting a house on it and letting them pay property taxes, than money than lots that are just sitting there with no buyer.
I agree with Commissioner Stark.
So it's opposite, what's happening is opposite of what you're saying.
This actually keeps the price down on the property that's going to a family that's actually put the hours in to earn the right to buy this home.
They're helping
And-
build the home.
And they're
Yeah.
helping,
Well,
with their home.
that's one part of it, but the other part of it is we're getting a property on there, and now, right now, there's no, I mean, it's vacant land that nobody wanted to buy, and so it's just sitting there. And now we'll have a house on it, and they'll be paying property tax.
I could name 100 people that would pay $1,000 for this property.
They had the opportunity, because it went for
It's not,
auction.
because it's for $10. You're not going to change my mind, so.
That's okay.
Madam Chair,
Call for a vote.
the bottom line is to say very clear, I'm going to say exactly what I'm going to say again. If we wait till January, just from what Paula has just said, where we think of the plan together.
No, he said you can't. It's
What do you
already,
mean?
it's
I
supplanting, and
I
you
basically
can't.
said you can't for
Yeah, you
these
can't
two
do it.
properties.
I think we can try that for future properties, I think it's a great idea, but we can't do it for these.
You've already cleaned these properties up.
Yeah.
You are replacing that money with CDBGR money. That's supplanting.
I can say that I'm going to sell the property for 25 grand regardless of the cost and everything, have to get instant everything. I'm not trying to reimburse, I'm trying to make money for what the property should be sold for.
We
If the
already
property-
tried to sell the property.
If I could,
That's,
if I could.
I don't think they
Forget the
understand the
supplanting. If the
process.
property's worth 25 grand and someone, and we can justify that through an appraisal, you can get the money back for the property for what it's worth. Forget the fees that are involved, just to the value of the property. And if you do that, after January, when the plan's done with CDBG, you can do a reimbursement by selling the property from that.
Okay.
At least let's study it.
let's hear from the attorney on that plan.
Well,
If it's market value of the property, I just want that money. You're telling me I can't use CDBG
that's
after that?
a bigger research question.
Then let's take the time to January and make the right decision for the people of this county.
Okay. And I'm going to make a motion to approve.
You've got a motion
You got a
on the
motion?
floor, so you've got to
Okay.
What's our
vote
motion
down,
right now?
you've got to vote down the motion to
motion-
continue.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote it down. We'll see
Motion to
what,
continue till January.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Yeager, did
I
you
said
vote?
nay.
Okay, all right, so that motion dies. I'll take a new motion.
All right, I make a motion to approve the sale of these two properties for C8 and C9.
Second.
Okay, any more, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Okay. All right, but I think that's a good idea going forward, so while we have this money, so if we can find out if we can do that, that would be great. Okay, anything else, Eric?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Break for lunch.
Yes, I have an announcement to make about a
It
ribbon.
was me,
Oh, I'm sorry.
but that's okay,
Go
I don't
ahead.
have anything.
No, I always mess that up. Go ahead, go.
Be overlooking you.
To better serve victims of domestic or sexual violence or those filing a petition to save a loved one battling addiction, the Pasco County Clerk's Office has created the Empowerment Room, a dedicated, secure, and private space on the first floor of the West Pasco Judicial Center in Newport Richey. This space is designed specifically for emergency filings, allowing customers to meet with our staff in a setting that prioritizes safety, privacy, and dignity. The room also features a play area for those accompanied by young children. The office is partnering with Salvation Army of Pasco County, whose representatives will be available in the Empowerment Room to assist victims with paperwork. The Salvation Army also offers shelter, food, legal advocacy, and other vital services. Our Empowerment Room in Dade City opened in September of 2023. Since then, more than 2,500 people have used that room for emergency filings. Nikki would like to thank the Board of County Commissioners for remodeling the space to make the Empowerment Room possible. Nikki will host a ribbon cutting ceremony at noon on October the 14th to officially unveil the Empowerment Room in Newport Richey. The commissioners have been invited to celebrate the opening of the Empowerment Room. We hope to see you there next Tuesday. Thank you.
Okay, very nice. All right, County Attorney.
I don't have anything, thank you.
All right, but I have more than will be covered in 8 minutes, so I'm gonna adjourn early and I'll just cover mine later this afternoon. All right, so we're adjourned.
You're on recess for.
We're on recess. We're on recess.
Playground.